mysolarbackup.com. Remember, the government doesn't own the sun, so go to mysolarbackup.com or call 1-877-327-0365.
Waging war on corruption. Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. He's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
Well, we've had former top Bush administration officials, experts on Iran, come out and say this whole plot is phony and manufactured. We've had Bob Baer, the former CIA Black Op commander, come out and say they're totally fake. Ray McGovern, former top CIA analyst to Reagan and, of course, Bush Sr., come out and say it's totally phony. There are literally now hundreds, I can't even keep track, of top experts coming out and saying this is totally fake and phony. We now have the affidavits they used to arrest this used car salesman, drunk pothead. He was just trying to do a drug deal with the very Los Zetas that the Justice Department allows to ship drugs in and ships guns into Mexico. So a cover for Fast and Furious, a pretext to launch war against Iran, and the consensus of experts is Israel has green-lighted an attack and is trying to get the U.S. to do it. Congressman King labels Iran terror plot act of war, says Obama should have troops on standby for a strike, not even having Israel strike. Joining us for the next 30 minutes is Lieutenant Colonel Anthony Shaffer. His bio was too long, but he ran operations trying to kill bin Laden and was blocked. He's best-selling author of Operation Dark Heart, and he dropped a bombshell 2 days ago, and we wrote an article about it at Infowars.com on Andrew Napolitano's Fox Business Show. We're going to break in a moment. We'll get kicked off here now, saying that he has an FBI Justice Department source that told him this whole plot was not in the computer system. So this isn't just experts saying it looks phony, it's fake, it's a pretext for war, a political smokescreen. He says he talked to a Justice Department official who has the clearance and said it isn't in the system and it should be. So joining us is Anthony Shaffer. Colonel, good to have you with us.
Oh, thank you for having me back. Good to be on again.
Sir, we're going to break here in just a few minutes, but let's go right to the heart of the matter after the break. Right now, what are your sources saying? Is the attack on Iran right now green light?
Well, you know, I got to be honest with you. I just met with them again, and I went through everything one more time just to make sure everybody's clear. And look, I'm getting the same thing. There's just no information within their systems indicating the background on this, which is a huge red flag for a lot of guys on the inside. Secondly, I got to tell you, even if there's a desire, Alex, there's really very little military capability. One of the things that was revealed to me is that, yeah, there's been a call that's gone out for capability to do something, but, you know, for better or for worse, everything is really tied up in Afghanistan right now. So, you know, there may be some elements here who are desiring the outcome when we move forward, but I got to be honest with you, the former issue of what you said in your introduction, the issue regarding Southwest border and the Zetas, I really think is driving the train at this point, because I don't think there's any way we could credibly put together a military capability to do anything.
Okay, some stations don't carry this first 5 minutes, so I want to come back, Colonel, and recap all of this. But did I hear you correctly? You talked to your Justice Department source, and they said, yeah, it's not in the system. And basically, if this thing did exist and wasn't a fabrication, it would be in the system, or somebody doesn't want the investigation looked at and has expunged it?
Either one of those are the options we're looking at. Absolutely. The idea is this: you know, people who have the need to know don't have any information that they could look at, and that's incredible. Especially at this point in time, after this has been out in the news several days, there's normally a great deal of information showing how the investigation came to the conclusions it did, and they're telling me, and I talked to another expert this morning regarding the actual indictment and the details of that. The actual indictment will not hold up in a court of law, according to my expert. So basically, there's a twofer here, Alex. First, there's no credible information inside the system where people should be able to find it if they have a need to know and right to know the information. And secondly, the experts have looked at the actual indictment are telling me this is not going to hold water when it comes to trial. So therefore, you know, and please don't get me wrong. I do believe the Iranians are a threat. There's things that they have done and are doing which threaten the country. All I'm saying is, right now, this one instance does not look to be legitimate legitimate from everybody I'm talking to.
All right, well, then the question is, I want to come back, Colonel, and we appreciate you joining us to recap everything you've said and flesh it out in more detail, and then ask, why is this coming forward now, and what's the outcome going to be? Because they're talking about cooking up new plots. Stay with us.
When you're out on the road, the last place you want to be is on the road. But if the unfortunate happens, you'll be glad you were wearing diamond gussets.
There's a place down in Tennessee where they make blue diamond gusset jeans. They so pride in every stitch, guarantee you love the way they fit. They put a diamond gusset in the crotch where you need it most. Blue diamond gussets got it, others don't.
We turn jeans inside out. Diamond gusset jeans. Made in the USA with unparalleled quality. Our Defender motorcycle jeans combine gusset comfort with Kevlar protection, so you can ride all day with confidence. Order yours at gusset.com. Diamond gusset jeans got it, others don't.
Tyranny is here. The grim future foretold in 1984 has become reality.
It really says that the state is God.
The United States is now recognized globally as one of the most oppressive police states on earth. This film conclusively proves the existence of a secret network of FEMA camps, now being expanded nationwide. This documentary exposes how the continuity of government program has established an all-powerful shadow state. Police State 4 chronicles the sickening depths to which our republic has fallen. Prepare to enter the secretive world of emergency dictatorship. Body scanners, sound cannons, citizen spies, stage terror, and cameras on every street corner. It's only the beginning of the New World Order's hellish plan. The police state isn't coming. It's here. Secure your copy today at Infowars.com or see it online in the highest quality at PrisonPlanet.tv.
You can bet your life on eFoods Direct. Alex has told you about the amazing, great-tasting, long-term storable food from eFoods Direct and how a food savings account is your best insurance against natural disasters, job loss, and high food costs. But did you know that this dehydrated food also protects you against foodborne contaminants like E. coli and salmonella? Those poisonous critters can't live in low-moisture food from eFoods Direct. Ask for the Alex Fall Special. The Fall Special is a 24-day supply of food in a convenient portable container. A $259 value for only $199. Save $60 on 160 servings of the best food on the planet. Call 800-409-5633 and ask for the Alex Fall Special and go to efoodsdirect.com/Alex. Call 24 hours, 800-409-5633 or efoodsdirect.com/Alex. You can bet your life on eFoods Direct.
He's the T-Rex of political talk. Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network.
My friends, in the last 16 plus years I've been on air, few things I've covered have been as important as we're covering right now. And I got to be honest with you, as bad as things are, you don't know who's good and bad until you get to that crisis moment. And I am heartened by the fact that I have literally, without even trying, seen more than 50 analysts, and I know there's more than that, top Clinton, Bush administrations, you name it, come out, Pentagon people, Colonel Shaffer, FBI people giving him information, Steve Piecznik, Ray McGovern, Bob Baer, coming out saying this Iran situation is totally phony. And these are people who fought Iran. These are not people that are, peaceniks or something. The point is, why has this been manufactured now? Now, Lieutenant Colonel Anthony Shaffer, best-selling author of the book they tried to redact, Operation Dark Heart, the guy that had the top al-Qaeda people in his sights, was barred from killing them, pre-9/11, the guy that was persecuted for blowing the whistle, but came out stronger on the other side, for Abel Danger, a real patriot. Colonel Shaffer joins us for the next 20 minutes, and then we've got Gerald Celente joining us, and also Dr. Steve Piecznik, who worked in a lot of different black op capacities, including assassinations and overthrowing governments. He called me 10 times yesterday morning. He never, ring, till I got off the treadmill, went over and talked to him. And he said, look, they're trying to green light a war. He has all the Pentagon sources. But I was just getting some good news from Colonel Shaffer, if you missed the last segment, saying there are people that want to launch this war, but the assets aren't there. So I want to walk through this carefully. But Colonel Shaffer, take your time, because obviously that became a big national news story when you were on Judge Napolitano's Fox Business and said your high-level Justice Department source with a high-level security clearance said it was not in the computers. That sends up red flags. Specifically, what do you mean by red flags? What does this signify? You said you met with the source again today, or did you say yesterday, to make sure you were right about this now that it's such a big story? And then your incredible Pentagon connections, is this green lighted? Because I've had family officers who were just deployed. They won't tell us what it is. They say it's serious. I have other sources that said, well, yeah, you're right. We are being told, look to back up Israel in an Iran attack to get stuff out of the Strait of Hormuz. But I didn't tell you that. But I know you are high level in the think tanks and the Pentagon connections, and lecture on actual strategy level. And so your security clearance has been as high as it gets. So you've got sources I don't have. So let's walk through here for people the magnitude of this, because a lot of my sources say this is the closest we've gotten to an actual attack on Iran. And you've got Congressman King saying this is an act of war. Obama's got to get the military going. Certainly, this is the biggest drum beating I've seen. And why would they use such a faulty piece of garbage to sell this? You've got the floor, Colonel. Break it down.
Well, thank you. Well, first off, I think it is very clear that the thing that we must do, and this I've talked to a lot of folks who are of my mind, the last thing we want to do, Alex, is make an enemy of the Iranian people. The Iranian people are Persians, and frankly, they are as fed up with the theocracy which rules them as we are. The thing is, though, we cannot afford to make them an adversary in the process of moving forward. That's why I think the military debate is so important at this point, because some people recognize you want to have all the different components available to you to do things at the same time. The last thing you want to do is actually do something which will enable the theocracy to actually clamp down even more on the people. And that's the issue right now that I'm being told is really kind of the thing that's pushing people back. Now, regarding the history, let me be very clear for your audience so they understand. Look, when I was in Afghanistan, and this is my book, Dark Heart, we found the Iranians were up to no good as early as 2003. There's 2 chapters devoted to an interrogation of a U.S. citizen who was of Iranian descent. His brother was working for the IRGC, and his brother was there in eastern Afghanistan on the opposite side of the country from Iran, paying people to stir up trouble against us. So let me be very clear here. I'm not pro-Iranian by any circumstance of the imagination. I have seen what these people, what the Iranian IRGC has been doing to try to kill our soldiers. So there's no way in heck that I would ever come out for the Iranians. With that said, I think we have to understand that we're playing a chess game, and simply pushing our military towards a kinetic solution is not the best solution here. And what concerns me is that this, as you mentioned in the introduction, this operation just smells, this assassination concept smells of a plot. And let me tell you something, this is an exclusive for you guys. And I got to tell you, I was at my publisher yesterday in New York City, and I actually asked him, did you guys leak the outline of my next book? Because frankly, a lot of the stuff that's in this current plot is actually in a plot line we're working on in my next book. So I got to be honest with you, Alex, I was flabbergasted when I saw this, materialize in the press, because much of this is not only like a Hollywood script. Frankly, we were looking at doing something in fiction which mimics very closely what's going on in this so-called plot. So that's what made me just sit up and say, wow, there's something really wacky about this. And that well,
Colonel Shaffer, for those that don't know, a lot of times different agencies, even different governments will use plot lines to actually carry out real attacks or fake attacks. They will also, as has been admitted for 12 years that I know of, the Pentagon, the CIA actually pay script writers to write scripts for them, quote, to be able to imagine what terrorists might do. So the fact that you went to your publisher when you were in New York to be on MSNBC yesterday, because I know you were there, you couldn't come on here yesterday, and that you're saying maybe somebody leaked your script and that maybe the White House used it. Is that what you're getting at?
Well, it may be, because, I mean, there's so many parallels there to this thing.